For this lesson, we're going to listen to a conversation about technology. A conversation about technology. So, before listening, let's read and listen to information about an innovative means new, about an innovative solution to a problem in Baltimore, USA. Okay, so let's listen to this audio, and then we'll talk about what to do with exercise B, C, and D. Okay, here we go.
Page 36, Exercise A.
Baltimore's Mr. Trash Wheel. With innovative technology, we can solve old problems in new ways. One old problem was the trash from the city of Baltimore, Maryland, that ended up in the Jones Falls River. The river flows into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, a popular tourist destination, and from there into the Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. Meet Mr. Trash Wheel, a device that uses the motion of river water and energy from solar panels to collect plastic bottles, cigarette butts, carry out food containers, and other garbage from the river. Baltimore's Inner Harbor is now a more attractive place for visitors. Hundreds of tons of trash have been removed from the water system, and other communities are thinking about building their own trash wheels.
Okay, that's the audio for Baltimore's Mr. Trash Wheel. So let's look at exercise B here. It says, look at the graphic below. Graphic means picture. Then match each part of Mr. Trash Wheel with its function. So we have all of the functions here, all of the parts: floating booms, rotating forks, water wheel, solar panels, dumpsters, and then we have the definition here. So what you need to do is read about Mr. Trash Wheel, read all of these parts right here, and then determine the meaning of each of these. Okay? So go ahead and take care of this exercise. You're going to put A, B, C, D, or E on these lines. And then let's listen here to exercise C. Listen to the conversation, then answer the questions. All right, let's click on this and listen to the conversation.
Page 37, Exercises C and D. A conversation about technology.
Too funny. Did you see this?
What are you looking at?
It's a funny post from Mr. Trash Wheel. He says he likes his job even though it's dirty and the work never ends.
Mr. Trash Wheel? Who's that?
Actually, it's a what, not a who. It's this big machine that collects trash from the river before it can go into Baltimore Harbor.
A big machine? So how does it work?
It has a water wheel on one side, so it gets its energy, or most of it, from water power, the movement of the water. That turns the wheel and makes the whole thing run, so it's not consuming any fossil fuels or producing any carbon.
Well, no carbon's a good thing.
Definitely. The trash just floats down the river to Mr. Trash Wheel, and then it gets carried up a conveyor belt to a dumpster, a big garbage container. And then when the dumpster's full, the city takes it away. Here, take a look at the photo.
Wow, it's big. And it's kind of ugly. I mean, who wants to look at something like that?
Well, who cares what it looks like? It catches 90% of the trash from the river, and it's keeping the trash out of the Atlantic Ocean. Millions of cigarette butts, plastic garbage bags, soda cans, you name it.
Right. All of that stuff that ends up in the ocean. It sounds like it's having a positive impact on the environment.
You got it. And a lot of people like Mr. Trash Wheel because of his social media presence. You can send him messages and interact with him online. In fact, a lot of people on the internet said that he needed eyes, so they actually added 2 big eyes on the front. They're not in this photo, but You can see them if you go to the live feed.
There's a live feed? You mean I can go online and watch Mr. Trash Wheel clean garbage out of the river? Fun!
It is kind of fun. Maybe it's not the best way to spend your time, but you should check it out at least once.
Seriously, though, this is interesting because he's not really that high tech. I mean, the water wheel's been around for hundreds of years. Solar panels are newer, but using the internet and social media to make people like the technology, that's pretty innovative.
Right. He has a lot of followers online. And I think it's interesting that he works pretty independently. There's no worker or operator. Most of the time, there's no one there at all. It's a slow, gradual process, but it catches trash and cleans up the harbor.
Okay, but here's my question. What if people just cut back on the amount of trash they throw into the river? Then they wouldn't need a trash wheel at all.
Well, it isn't that people are throwing trash into the river. Well, not most people. They might throw trash into the street, though. And in Baltimore, that trash gets washed directly into the river every time it rains hard enough.
Oh, right. They have an old storm sewer system that goes directly into the river. This seems like a pretty smart system then. And certainly a cheaper alternative than building a new storm sewer system.
Yeah, it is. In fact, several other communities worldwide are thinking about building their own Mr. Trash Wheel.
Interesting. I suppose that one individual trash wheel's helpful in one part of the world, but having a lot of these trash wheels in different places would increase the impact of the technology. Maybe they could build a Ms. Trash Wheel in one of those places.
Right. Or maybe people could suggest names, post them online, and people could vote on them.
Hey, I like that idea.
Okay, so for activities C and D, you'll need to listen to that conversation again. Let's talk about what we're expected to do on activity C and D. For activity C, it says listen to the conversation, then answer the questions. This is about listening for main ideas. Notice that there are only 1, 2, 3 questions. Well, that was a very long conversation. So we need to listen carefully for the main ideas. Let's read these. Number 1. What 2 kinds of energy does the trash wheel use? That's a main idea. The trash wheel here uses 2 kinds of energy to run. What are those 2 kinds of energy? So please answer that question in a complete sentence. Number 1, and answer. Number 2, which part of Mr. Trash Wheel is a very old kind of technology? Which part of this is a very old kind of technology? They discussed that in the conversation. So you would start this sentence as an answer with a very old kind of technology that Mr. Trash Wheel uses is, and then you type what it is. Number 3, what kind of new technology is making people like Mr. Trash Wheel? Your answer would be something like, a new kind of technology that is making people like Mr. Trash Wheel is, and then type it out. Okay, so again, for each of these 3 questions, please answer with a complete sentence. Now, you'll need to listen to the conversation again for exercise D. It says, listen again. Choose the correct word or phrase to complete each sentence. Let's look at an example. Number 1, is it the city or the boat takes away the dumpsters when they are full of trash? Which of these is true? The city takes away the dumpsters or the boat takes away the dumpsters? Okay, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, please choose the correct answer and send me those answers, okay? Again, you're doing exercises B, C, and D on pages 36 and 37. Good luck.